Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to, after a prolonged absence. Wow, have we been a sick crew. But welcome back to 12 Counties with Wade, Kyle, Jason, and Janelle. Playing a variety of Old West riffraff, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. We are in the town of Daly's Corner, in what will one day become Oklahoma, but now is basically, I guess you'd call it an illegal mining town, where Thomas Daly actually came here and created a town on what is officially Indian territory, but anyhow, whatever. That's not your problem. Your problem comes from the fact that you have just encountered the sheriff following your killing of
a flaming zombie.
I remember that.
Flaming zombie, was he flaming before you set him on fire? That'll be an interesting argument to have with the sheriff.
He set himself on fire.
We had nothing to do with the fire. But
Was
then
the
again,
sheriff around when he was not on fire?
I don't know, couldn't care less.
Right.
It looks like they dragged his body up and desecrated it, basically. That's
Yeah,
what it
so
looks like.
so where we left off is you noticed Daly walking just before dawn from somewhere up north, past the boarding house, apparently headed in the direction of the cemetery. Mm-hmm. Okay. You attempted to interact with him. He couldn't interact with you. In fact, he had sort of a kind of voice to him, and he got more agitated the more you tried to talk to him. And eventually, you're not exactly sure why, but things turned to violence. He burst into flames, and
yeah.
Coincidentally, he died by fire. Just throwing that out there.
Oh yeah, I know. It makes almost perfect sense to me, but whether or not we were able to convince a certain sheriff that we didn't dig up his grave is another matter.
So you were all standing in the circle at the pile of smoldering bones and charred flesh. When you hear behind you, "Stop! In the name of the law! What are you doing with Thomas Daly's body?" And you turn to see the sheriff and his posse. Right? Everybody caught up?
I believe we are, yes.
Okay.
So how many of them are there?
Well, including the sheriff, 5.
Okay. Are they on horses?
They are not on horses. In fact, a couple of them are dressed. They have their overcoats and their onesies on,
Okay.
with their boots, as if maybe they've just risen from bed or something like that.
Probably because of the sounds of gunfire in the town.
So what you know is the sheriff. He has his revolver out, but he also has a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun, sort of in a side holster on his thing. 4 men behind him. 2 of them have double-barreled shotguns. One of them has a repeater. The other one appears just to have a pair of revolvers.
Okay.
Okay.
And how many? So he's holding his revolver out.
His revolver is in his hand.
Okay. And the others?
So how many of them?
The rifles and repeaters, the shotguns and repeaters are in their hands.
Okay.
How many total did you say?
There's 5. 2 with two with double barrel shotguns, scatter guns. 1 with a repeater. 1 with revolvers, and the sheriff. Yeah.
This did not go anywhere near where we were hoping for. And
All right. So we begin with the sheriff opening with, "Lay down your arms." Okay, and he is going to make an intimidate to that effect. Oh, before we do this, let's hand out bags.
Oh yes.
So let me just count to make sure we have the right amount. You guys all have your money that you need?
Yeah.
All right. How many black ones should be in here again?
1.
1, right?
1, I believe. We've only really completed 1 plot point, so to speak. Unless there's like 2 or 3 in Iron Road.
Alright. Sorry about this, guys. Again, apologies, I was not ready. Haven't played for a while, so the room has been taken apart.
Not a problem.
I tell you, having a life.
Are we planning on being honest with the sheriff and telling him, or does that seem
We haven't really interacted with the sheriff too much other than... I don't know if someone actually mentioned that we were going to try to find work here or not, or if that was to somebody else.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I think I said that. Or one of us said that, yeah, trying to find work.
Said something to him,
Yeah, because...
Yeah, okay.
How much do we want to play? Because if you remember correctly, what we want is actually in the sheriff's office.
Yes. Yeah, and what you know is that Nancy Jericho, she's inside asleep because she's exhausted from a castle of ritual magic.
Right.
Alright, so if you want to hold that for Jason, and we'll go around. Actually, I'll hold it for you.
Alright, you hold it for me and I grab 3.
Yeah.
One of us should get arrested. We should admit to it and get arrested.
Oh.
I got one of each color, I think. Yeah, I did.
You get a black one?
No. I don't. I'll just hold it. Or you, yeah. Because if you get arrested, it's like the, is it in the sheriff's office,
The jail is at the sheriff's office, yeah.
That might be a stupid suggestion.
I don't know.
So I get 4 for the players. So I'll take these 4 right. Oh, that one. And I get 3 because if I draw a black one, and then I get 2 for him.
Oh, yeah,
Because he's a wild.
He's a wild card.
I think perhaps just being honest and kind of indignant about how this is his fault for not protecting people in the town properly.
Right. I was leading off with an intimidate roll. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to require a spirit check from you guys. Alright, difficulty is 8.
8?
8, that's what I
Spirit
said.
Oh.
I think I'm going to use this blue one as my wild die today. The other one always does 6.
11.
So I rolled.
Is that a botch?
That's a botch.
Oh, bomber scummer. Okay.
That's me spilling the guts. Probably.
No. Okay. So, botch, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And 5. Okay, so here's the deal. For those of you who... Are you good with your number?
I mean, I'd have to get a raise in order to actually make it, so yeah.
Alright. For those of you who got 8 or better, the words only strike the iron core of your soul and make you more angry. Okay? For those of you who got 5, 6, 7, or 8, okay, you are distracted. His words strike true into your heart, okay, and you're like, oh, this guy is not to be messed with. Okay, so you are distracted. So for the first round of combat, you'll be at -2 to all your actions if you go to combat. Okay.
Yeah.
For those of you who got failed but did not botch, you are shaken on the first round of combat and you are distracted. Okay? And for those of you who botched, you flee.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Okay.
Shit. Too much of a control voice from back when he was still asleep. It's like, shit.
Yeah, so he
Natural reaction.
So he so you're drop your weapons. So
I didn't have any on me yet.
Yeah, okay. But you begin backing up.
Yeah.
Okay. As you begin backing up, his pistol levels, and he says, "I said stand still." He didn't, but all right. What do you do?
I don't have much choice. I think I'm.
For those of you who are intimidated, so you have one person in the party who can actually be aggressive. That's it. The rest of you you're intimidated, right?
Yeah. So I'll turn my gun around so that I'm, handle first and be like, hey, we were just defending ourselves against whatever this thing was.
All right. Sounds like a persuasion check at -2. Shaken, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're like, so you put your gun down. The words, they stutter out of your mouth, but nothing comes.
Okay.
You're like, okay. Okay.
Sure.
So,
Like I said, I'm probably still
yep.
backing up.
When his gun turns towards you, you see his cold blue eyes.
Uh-huh.
You know this guy has killed
Oh, I know.
100 men. It'll be 101.
Oh, yeah, this guy's a gunslinger. Yeah.
So, what about you?
Well, I still have both of my guns in my hand,
Yep.
and he doesn't phase me one lick.
Right, but
So
he's also backed up with 4 people.
I see all those 4 people.
How many bullets are left in your guns?
I only fired I didn't even fire them.
No, because he was busy trying. He tried dumping the.
Right. I didn't get a chance to fire them.
On this one I'm putting down, there's 1 bullet.
Yeah, he did all the shit.
He did all the shit up.
Alright, so
In the one that I've got in my holster, there's 6 bullets left.
So
There are 4 deputies worth of bullets.
Oh, are we gonna go into this? Who shot the sheriff? Who shot the deputy again?
why did you have to say those words now the song's back in my head?
Sorry.
Alright,
what do you do?
so I'm going to not put my guns down. And in fact, I am going to level them back right at him.
Okay.
And
Let's go to cards.
I am going to say,
No problem. We're in cards.
wow, he's just not even going to let me
Nope.
talk. Okay. Alright.
Are you quick?
No.
Are you quick?
Yep.
Trying to remember how many cards Tev went through on that.
Oh,
on
I think
Thursday.
the record I've had is 11 on quick. It's like, what? Yeah, so. All right.
Ace. Yep.
He just shoots.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. And who?
You.
Oh, great.
Okay, so you're standing in the street. No cover in any direction. You start to level your gun. As he does so, he doesn't hesitate. He just shoots.
And the gun blows up in his hand.
Why, God?
Oh my god.
Oh. When was the last time he cleaned his guns? I wonder.
Yeah, he hasn't had to shoot those things in a
The
while.
last time he shot them, he got some blowback of brain matter and skull casing in there.
Okay. You'll die, boy. The gun shatters in his hand. What you know is suddenly the barrel is gone, okay, and the cylinder drops out to the ground, okay. As it does that, he whips his hand back, and I'm going to spend a penny to soak for him.
Aw.
What color? So, oh yeah.
So soak with a +2.
Yes. All right.
Or sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, does this in any way, rock his standing as being
factor.
intimidating?
I think you guys would probably be more surprised than anything
Yeah.
else, right? Yeah, so the gun, it suddenly explodes in his hand. As like you can actually you see it hiss, okay, and he's already sort of throwing it away as if he knows it's going to happen as it begins hissing, and then suddenly bang, and the gun sort of explodes and drops to the ground. Yeah, that was his action.
Okay.
So whoever's next.
Jack, I think is
Jack
next.
Harris?
Okay.
Alright, so,
What is it with 3 rolls and 3 rolls and 2 botches already? This
Alright,
is
so-
going well for the night.
I am going to shoot him.
How are you?
How many times?
I'm going to shoot him with one gun and then someone else with another gun.
Okay, so they're scattered. They're sort of in a circle behind him,
Okay.
and you are. They're all sort of equidistant. So,
Okay.
so
So I brought my guns up.
right. So him on one side of him is scattergun repeater. On the other side is revolver's scattergun.
Okay, so I am going to hit him and scattergun.
Okay.
So him.
So him is the main gun. So remember, you roll all 3 dice at the same time.
Okay, right. So all 3 dice meaning
So 2 shooting dice and a wild die.
2 shooting dice and a wild dice.
I need to know which one is your right hand. Which
Right
is the one
hand.
shooting at him.
Right hand is the speckled. Left hand is the scattergun.
Scattergun. Got it.
Okay, so that is a 5. That is a 7.
Okay, so it's actually a 5 with your offhand.
No, 5 was the main hand.
No, but you minus 2
Oh.
for second action.
Right?
Right.
No.
Oh, for
no.
offhand.
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 Because he's got the 2-gun kit.
Right.
Oh, right.
Okay, so they're both hits. Somebody give me a location. 2d6.
You need 2 locations?
I need 2 locations, yep. So Sheriff is a 6, center of mass.
8.
Center of mass. Okay. Roll, please.
Okay. So on him, 10. I can spend a Benny to open end that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So 10, 15, 16.
Okay.
And on the other guy, scattergun, 8, 9.
Nice. All right. Oh boy. Okay. So Sheriff will soak.
Okay.
Which is his. Oh, sure. Well, not so.
Okay. So handy then.
Even well.
Okay, so that would be. So I'm sorry. What was your first? How much? 15?
15.
15.
No, sorry, 16.
You have a 16.
Oh, right.
I
So it's
remember
15 plus 1,
yeah.
16, yes.
All right. Okay, so the round takes him sort of high in the shoulder. Okay, you can hear. Well, first off, you hear it punch in, right, and then punch out the other side, and suddenly the shirt turns red, and he kind of is like, "Son of a bitch!" Right? He is shaken and heavily wounded. Nice shot. The guy, the fellow with the scattergun, your shot sort of takes him into the lungs, and okay, you're like, boom! Oh, son of a bitch! Boom! Okay, this guy kind of cannons backwards. As he does so, bong!
Oh, the church bell. Oh, great.
Oh.
Real quick, I can still move, right?
You have to move before you act.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That bell is just not. Is not a good thing.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
who's
that's happened
next?
4 times so far.
9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
So this is the. So I was shaken before I could act before.
Yeah, so you are shaking. You'll have to unshake to begin.
Okay. Spirit.
So here this works. So the modified rule is this. Actually comes from Sean Tidbury. You unshake on a 4 or better, and if you but it counts as an action. So if you want to act, it's -2 to the action. If you unshake with a raise, it does not count as an action. You get to act without penalty. Okay? Because the rule.
Now, can you still just spend a Benny to unshake?
You can, yeah.
So you might as well roll, and then if it goes off, I can just spend a Benny.
Correct. Yeah, but that's always been the case.
Okay. Yep. Great.
Well, take your money. Okay, you are still distracted. So
Which
-2
is-
to your first action.
Right. Now, did I actually put my gun down, or was it still in my hand?
Okay, we're going to draw cards about exactly what the timing was. Red or black good for you?
Black. That's a joker. It's a black joker.
That is the black joker, so yes. So it's good for you. Good for you. Okay,
Oh, I guess that'll.
put that aside. Get those shuffled.
Okay. So, and distracted was just going to be...
-2.
Okay. Well, that sheriff's still on his feet.
Well, he's staggered.
Okay. Well, I'm going to shoot him.
Okay, sounds good. So 6 is good. Your target number? So 6 is going to be your target number. Might as well get rid of those bennies first off, right? You might, just get rid of them right now.
Realistically, I'd need to roll the raise anyway. I just want him to die.
No, with these new rules, you cannot just add 1 anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Yeah. But you can reroll damage now.
oh, you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a 7.
Woohoo! You hit him. Somebody give me a location, please.
Location is 6.
So center mass.
4.
4. All
Is
right.
it not a heavy pistol?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. All right. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Where did you hit him? Sorry.
Center mass.
Center mass. All right. Okay. He's already shaken. He has not had a chance to unshake. If you are wounded and you get hit again, it's another wound. Or if you're shaken and you get hit again, it's another wound. All right. So he's like, oh, son of oh. He's gonna be really angry.
If he's alive to be really
who's next?
angry, we're in big trouble.
No, you are.
Okay.
Because that your 7 beats my 4.
Yes. All right.
No, you-
So you killed the guy with the scattergun. Okay.
well, one of the.
Fellow with the repeater. He fires. So you're standing in the middle of the street, face exchanging gunfire. And I will shoot. Need a 4. Here we go. I'll spend a penny.
I have one, but I'm probably gonna need it to soak at some point.
Yeah, that's right.
7. That's a hit. Give me a location, somebody.
5.
Okay, his light repeater hits you in the abdomen for 12 points of damage.
Okay, I'll soak
Wow.
that.
What's your toughness?
Toughness is 5.
5. All right, so it'll be 5, 9. It's going to be a shaken and a wound if you don't soak it.
Okay. And that's what to do that again? Spirit?
Vigor.
Vigor. 6. Does it reopen?
Yep.
11.
11. Okay. So explain to me how you did not take damage from that bullet.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. So as I had whipped out I just gone, I kind of twisted a little with the recoil.
Right.
And as that bullet came in, as I was kind of twisting, it hit my belt buckle.
Oh, okay.
And with a ting, it just kind of, whoo. And so it kind of pushed me a little bit more. I'm still facing, but now I'm facing them side on. So that
Gotcha.
gives me a bonus to dodge.
All right. No.
But still, very well.
Okay. Raises double barrel shotgun. Ooh. Okay, and he pulls the trigger on both barrels at the same time. That's going to give him an additional +2 damage, +2 attack. So he's going to be +4 to hit.
Oh, and who's he shooting this at? Oh,
Yeah.
him. Oh, jeez.
On the other side, yeah.
Sorry. 18. That's a hit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the shotgun normally does 3 dice. With both barrels, it'll do +2. Somebody give me a location.
7.
7. Center of mass. Oh, and a raise. So 4 dice +2.
So I'm going to play wizard next.
You survive, and I survive, I can actually heal you up. It's just going to be difficult at the moment.
15.
Uh-huh.
So your toughness is?
5.
So 5, 9, 13. Okay. You take a double load of buckshot in the chest for 2 wounds. You are shaken. I need you to make a vigor check, please. Not -2 because when you're rolling this, it hasn't yet happened. All right.
11.
Somehow you don't drop. Don't know how, but okay.
Let's roll 2. Not drop.
Yeah, with the shotgun, you actually have knockback.
Oh, knockback, yeah.
Okay. So, the other guy claws at his pistol. Okay. You're armed. You are...
Unarmed.
And you are...
I had my knives in my hand, but I'm going to trade it in.
Right, but you're armed.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. 2 it is. All right. draws his pistol, pulls it, and he needs a 6 to hit. 3. Shot goes wild. Okay? You hear it crash into the something behind you. Maybe the boarding house? You don't know. Okay. That was my action. Okay, now I believe you botched.
Yes, I did.
All right. So you are about to make your fear check.
Okay, so that's
the.
the.
I need to change that.
Is that a D20 then? Or is it another spirit check?
This is a spirit check. So failure. Okay, you didn't fail.
12.
All right. So you don't panic, but you are still shaken.
Okay.
So it means you're not running. Okay. So you want to act?
Yes.
Okay. What do you want to do? Is this your card?
Yes, that's my card.
Okay.
I'm actually going to move over to Valentine
Okay. Hey, Valentine. What's going on?
and call on Olgan to heal him.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Now, did you repair your grief?
No, I have not had a chance to yet.
Okay.
I know, I'm at a -2.
Yes. And you're distracted, so another -2. What was the difficulty of the spell?
It doesn't have a difficulty here, so...
Do we have? Are we using PowerPoint
No.
in this game? We're not.
We're using the,
Yeah.
the PowerPoint penalty.
So -2.
-2, yeah.
So -6.
I know.
Wow.
10 or better to kill. Do it.
Oh my god.
I think that's real prayer going on in your mind.
It is the real prayer going on in my mind right now.
Now, just so you're aware, you can aim this round, giving you +2 on your next action. And you will not be
Be
distracted.
Probably a better idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll concentrate on the prayer.
All right. Yeah, so...
Alright, so I'm going to put my knives away and grab my revolver and just aim it at somebody.
Okay, so just draw an aim.
Yeah, one of the deputies.
Okay, so let me give you some math. When you draw your gun,
Yeah.
if you were to draw and fire right now, you need a 4 or a 6 to hit.
Okay.
A 6 to hit. If you aim, what aiming does is it offsets 2 points of penalties, but there are no penalties. They're standing in the open.
Yeah.
So if you aimed at a guy and he moved to cover, you could offset that. But next turn, if you act before he does, there will be no advantage to aiming.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so if I aim right now, it's...
What's your shooting?
My shooting is D4.
It's your athletics.
Yeah.
My athletics is D8.
Just you could whip a knife at their head.
Yeah,
You
I
can just
guess.
throw the knife.
I just thought the... Yeah, that's true. Alright, so let's just switch that. Say I didn't get rid of the knives and I still have them in my hand.
Sure, sounds good. Who are you throwing the knife at? The sheriff is short range. Everybody else is medium range.
Alright,
So
let's
4
do
or
the
6.
sheriff then, I guess.
All right,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Alright. So that's athletics you said was
Athletics,
the...
and you need a 4.
Forget. Okay, so my athletics is a D8. I need a 4. Alright, so I rolled a 6.
Yep, open
Or
ends.
11. So.
Somebody give me a location, please.
Please
7.
be the eye. Please be the eye.
Chest.
Oh wow.
Okay, but that is a raise. So
Okay.
you're going to... What's the damage on your knife?
The damage on my little knife is...
A little knife.
D4. Strength plus D4.
Okay, so your strength is?
My strength is D6.
Okay, so you'll roll d6, d4 plus an extra d6 for how well you hit him.
Okay. So D6 and D4, so then I'm using this one as my wild dice.
No,
It
there is
doesn't
no
matter
wild
for
dice.
Is my
damage.
wild dice? Okay.
Everything is added together.
Alright, so that is a 6, 10, a 13. The Pathfinder dice, they're very special. What?
No, I'm laughing at this poor sheriff.
So your knife
We've all hit him with
right
like
through
team
him,
damage.
impales the guy behind him with his
Okay.
heart still stuck on the knife.
Yeah.
Bong.
That'd be nice.
You know, that's starting to make me think that every time someone dies in
That's
this
already what I'm thinking.
town, that bloody bell goes off.
All right, so yeah. And he's like, that'll do it. And he topples backwards. His hat rolls off.
Oh, get the hat on right till the very end.
Souvenir.
I could just imagine now, right? 20 sessions in, she's got a wagon full of hats.
No, she just wears them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Cut that?
Backed up.
Whatever you
Just cut it.
Okay. There you go.
Quick.
No.
Now
It
is the
was
time.
so not quick.
What is it? Wow, wait. There you go. Thank you. 7.
What's quick effect?
What's that?
5 or below.
or less.
5 or
Okay.
less.
Very quick is 8 or less.
Okay.
Oh, who goes first here? Which one?
You.
Okay.
Okay.
Now's the time we demand their surrender.
I have a king. My king is bigger than your king.
Yep.
All right, so let's just do a little bit of reality checking here.
Oh, now I remember.
Spirit checks for the guys that are still
Oh yeah,
alive.
it's like, fuck. Yeah. So these guys are basically bullies, and the head bully just got
Killed.
shot twice and knifed.
Yeah.
That was after burning through 2 bennies. I really don't like that. That edge sucks.
Yeah, I know, but I have no business.
Yeah.
Discretion is a better part of cowardice. These guys flee. Okay. So these guys flee, running up the street as absolutely as fast as they can. Now they're not dumb. Okay, so what they do is, as they flee, they actually try to get behind buildings, etc. Okay, you can give chase if you wish, but these guys you've chased them off. What you don't know is how many more of them there are, or if they'll be back.
All right, well,
So no one shot the sheriff.
No.
Well, you both shot the sheriff,
Sheriff.
but you didn't kill the sheriff.
The knife killed the sheriff.
I knifed the sheriff.
He shot the sheriff, and he also shot
The
the
deputy.
I didn't kill the
That's right.
That's good. All right, I'm just gonna grab my some coffee here.
All right, so
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy.
I'll go collect my knife. Put my foot on his chest and pull it out.
Pull it out.
I hadn't had a chance to repair the bag yet because it happened in my fight with the
Oh, that's right.
zombie.
All right.
So now we're gonna head to the sheriff's
So,
house.
does he get his spell action then that he's
Absolutely.
aiming for?
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
absolutely. So what happens is if you're not in combat, you can always take the turn to aim
Yeah.
before you cast, which means you can offset 2 points of
Which
casting.
I'll have to be doing until I until
All right.
I can
Who do you
actually
heal?
repair that.
Okay, is anybody else wounded?
I am.
Okay, so your penalty will be whatever his wound level is. So normally it's 4 plus 2 would be 6, and then you roll at your penalty.
Which is another 2.
Right.
So I'm
You
looking.
also have 2 levels of wounds.
No, I have 1 level of wound.
Okay, so you might want to heal yourself first. Does anybody else have healing? Like,
Yeah,
anybody a
no.
doctor? No. Oh, that's right.
I have a D4 in it.
Okay. So the other thing you need to know as well is practical healing comes before magical healing. So what occurs is if you heal practically, what happens, and if you heal practically, you can still heal magically. If you heal magically, you cannot heal practically.
Okay, so let's start with the practical healing then.
Okay.
Because I actually have a d6 of that, which is still means my. Okay. I have to go back to the house, grab my doctor's bag because I don't
Okay,
have it
so
on me.
you're going back inside to grab the doctor's bag. You sit down
Uh-huh.
because you're wounded. So you were wounded in the chest.
Yes.
Okay, can you roll a d6, please?
I mean, I think you actually said it was a gut shot, but
Okay, so 3. You are officially battered. Your vigor is reduced by 1 die type until the wound is fully healed. Where were you shot? Center of mass?
No, I wasn't shot. I was burned by the.
Oh, burned. Right, yeah, it was overall wound.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right, so while this is going on,
Okay, so you two are busy. While this is going on, you grab your knife.
and I'm going to go in and inspect this guy's body. Does he have a badge? Does he have one of those
Keys.
bullets, guns, keys? What has he got on him?
Right, okay. So,
I'll take that shotgun.
And I really will take the hat.
okay. That's a good looking hat,
It is.
right? The sheriff is fully dressed, unlike the rest of his men, okay? As if he was, waiting fully prepared for what's happening.
Uh-huh.
And so, does he wear a badge? Yes, he does.
Okay, I'm taking that.
Okay, so you grab his badge.
to burn this entire town.
He also has like an ivory wood, an ebony wood handled
I'm just
36,
flip that
so
way,
basically
release.
a revolver. Okay, and then the double-barreled shotgun in his gun rig.
Okay. Keys.
No, not on him.
Okay. Money, anything like that.
No, he has a pocket watch.
Take that.
Okay. Yeah, but that's about it.
And what about the guns and stuff? Yeah.
So
Well, is
I'm gonna grab the
revolver
shotgun and
exploding?
hand it off to these guys.
Yeah.
And he still had. That's right. Is he a second pistol?
No, he doesn't.
So that's
He
the
has
exploded one.
Yeah. The by the way, the pistol and the shotgun have matching handles, as if they were custom made.
Probably were.
All right.
Or
So
they detonated.
yeah. All
I
right.
rolled a king. I draw a king on severity.
Oh!
So not only did it explode, I get really exploded.
Right.
Okay, so while I'm waiting for the doctor's bag, I'm going to reload my pistol.
Okay.
Just take my mind off of things.
Okay. You hear some people, like a dog kind of runs off barking in the distance, and you hear some movement around town. Okay. Somewhere in the distance you hear shouting, Cole! Cole! Get your fucking ass out here! Right? Something like that, and then you can hear some sort of rustling coming from up the direction that the deputies ran. Okay.
All right. So yeah. So basically, I'm just standing there with the badge.
Okay.
The double barrel shotgun. I'm going to get the other shotgun that the guy who I shot.
The scattergun?
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. Yeah, so that guy is wearing basically a duster, a hat, boots, and he has a double-barreled shotgun, and his duster pocket is full of shotgun shells.
Okay. So I grab all of those.
Okay.
Were there any shells on the sheriff?
Yeah, so he had 2, and he also has 2 more on his belt.
Okay. So I grab all that.
Okay. Do you grab the just entire gun
Just
rig?
the belt. Yeah. The
Okay,
rig.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, throw it over my shoulder. Make sure my guns are reloaded.
Okay.
And then I just kind of I'm not putting I got my hands on my butts,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I put them back in the holsters. I'm not standing there
With
pistols
guns
on
out?
anymore.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you return with Philomena.
Yeah.
So you grab the hat, knife.
Yeah.
Now what?
I'm gonna go check on the horsies.
Okay. Okay. Well, the horses, if you recall, your horses aren't fully trained, right? So the gunfire.
Yeah.
They're kind of rattled up in the back. You can calm them with an animal handling roll if you wish.
Animal handling roll. What is that?
Riding. Sorry.
Okay.
Wrong game.
So that would be the bonding or the breaking. Sorry.
No, this is
skill.
riding skill.
Writings. Yeah. Okay. I'm just tired today. All right. So for D4.
It's all that late night partying.
It is.
Good for you.
All right. So I rolled a 4.
4. All right. So the horses, they're barely broken. So calming them is a challenge. It's like, ooh, shh, it's okay, it's okay. They're not really believing you, but
Okay.
they begin to calm. You are not done the task. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Okay. So you're in. You see, as you grab your bag, you see Nancy. She's got huge bags under her eyes, and she's like, "Did I hear gunfire?"
Yeah, you did.
Okay. So she kind of grabs her jacket, puts on her jacket, begins, putting on her boots.
Yeah.
Are we running?
I'm not too sure yet.
Okay.
But be ready to, because there may be a lynch mob after.
Okay. So let's do the healing rolls.
Okay, so
Practical healing?
practical healing on myself
Okay,
first.
Yep.
So -1 penalty because of the wound penalty.
And -1 because of the wound.
Yeah, so -2.
Yeah.
Is it worth me trying to aid?
If you fail to aid, you can make it worse.
Oh, no, probably not.
Practical healing.
Yes.
What were these dice earlier?
Yeah, it's funny.
8.
Nice.
8. So So you managed to bandage salve the worst of your wounds, etc. You use 1 charge from your doctor's bag.
Okay, which
I
has
think it carries 5. Actually.
5. So 4 left.
All right.
then let's see what I can do about it.
All right. The tattooed doctor with the with the skull on his hat comes to help you. All right, just be calm. And you're like, oh yeah, okay. He doesn't say this will hurt, so.
So I've treated my wound, so
That's right.
nothing there.
I'll calm down with some of my calming juice from my hip flask.
Okay.
So
It leaks out the side. It's like glug glug glug.
Like a cartoon.
4
+2.
plus 2 because he's got 2 levels of wound.
Yep.
So I'm looking for 6s.
Nice.
10.
All right. All right. Okay, so you drag him up onto the stairs. Okay, and as it's like, okay, this is gonna hurt. You're like, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, go for it. You actually take out your forceps.
Yeah.
And you're kind of reaching inside, right?
Pulling out the.
And you pull it out. Okay.
Well, actually, this was a scatter gun, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh no, that's right. Yeah. So it's like. So what happens is your battered goes away. Okay. So you no longer have that. However, and I forgot to do this for you. You accrue 2 levels of fatigue. Okay. So basically, it's sort of the temporary walking it off portion of the wound.
So I
okay?
have a fatigue penalty now instead
Right.
of.
These 2 healing rolls, by the way, have taken you 20 minutes.
Shit.
Okay. So
Which is why magic is a little bit faster sometimes.
it is. Yeah. What happens to the buckshot if you heal magically?
Pop, 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 pop.
I
Or
don't know.
I don't know.
You're just kind of like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It turns into little butterflies.
there are different game systems that have different rules on that too.
Okay, so are we gonna head to the sheriff's office, grab the
Yes.
box, and get the hell out of town?
Yes,
all right.
because I'm still standing there ready, looking just cool and collected in the middle of the street.
Okay. In the ministry of the gunfight.
I'm just saying, in the time that we're healing up, someone could go do that.
Yeah, because we've got
All right,
20 minutes from the 2 healing checks.
let's
so.
go.
Are you gonna come get me? I'm with
Yeah.
the horsies.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
off we go.
All right. So you run and grab her. Do you calm down the horses before you leave?
Yeah, like if she's in the process of doing that and I go back there, I'll add my.
Okay. So both of you can make a riding roll.
Okay.
Put the cards back there.
Okay. Thanks.
So I rolled a 6 and 3's a 9.
Nice.
11.
Look in her face.
I've been trying to do this for a while, and then you come along.
Yeah, you loosened it.
Listen for you.
Okay, so the 2 of you quickly calm the horses, and then sort of calm yourselves, and then walk up. Now, this is the gray light of dawn, right? And as you walk up from around the boarding house, and as you're kind of headed up this street, right? I don't need you.
This one here.
As you're headed up right here, okay, and you're sort of up towards the sheriff's. As you look off to the left, you can actually see some figures running down the other crossroads over there.
Okay.
Okay, like this crossroad over here. They look to be townsfolk, and they're armed.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Oh, great.
I don't really want
All right.
to wipe
Well,
an entire
I
town
am
off
going
the map,
to. I am going to then take out this guy's double barrel shotgun.
Okay.
I left you guys the other shotgun.
The scattergun. Yep.
Here, use this if you need it. And then I guess as I'm walking, I'm going to take it out, make sure it's loaded, and just kind of slung it over my arm. I don't want to look too threatening, but I want to look threatening because I just wasted their sheriff.
Hey, did you put on that sheriff's badge?
I didn't put it on,
I'm a sheriff
but I
now.
have it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the law in this town now. So yeah, so I'm just
What
kind
was the
of.
movie where the guy returned the sheriff's badge? He flung it like a throwing star, it stuck into.
Oh yeah, I don't know
What
what
was that?
movie that
This
was.
was good.
Yeah, I remember that.
so
Yeah.
do you want to go? We're going up there. Do you want to go to the back of the sheriff's house, or just go right through the?
We're
front?
just going around the livery stables. We're kind of just.
Okay,
You know,
so as you're heading around the livery stable, somewhere in the distance here. All right, standing in front of the sheriff's office, you have 5 guys who look like they're deputies. Okay,
Right.
they're well armed. You also have a crowd of local townsfolk. By crowd, I mean 5 or 6. They have repeaters, shotguns, etc. All dressed in sort of like starched white shirts up to the collar.
Oh, church folk.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yep, townsfolk.
Townsfolk.
Townsfolk, church folk.
Right. And
Are they handsome?
yeah, you can hear a guy standing up. What? You hear there's a guy standing up on the stairs, and you heard me. Sheriff Bryce and Marshal Bryce is dead. Well, we're gonna have to take these people into custody and do justice. He's obviously trying to rally them. The crowd looks not super anxious, but at the same time, it's part of what you have to do and live in the frontier.
Okay, so I can kind of hear the speech.
Oh yeah.
All right, so as he's talking, I'm gonna take the shotgun. Is
Yeah.
that double barrel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what you said. And I'm gonna shoot one of the barrels.
Okay.
Okay. Or we could just, while they're talking and congregating out front, go through the back. But that's fine. We'll do your way.
I probably would have been sneakier, but
Yeah, you walk up the middle of the street. You fire the scattergun, one of the barrels of the scattergun into the air.
yeah, to
All right.
get their attention.
Are you talking about? I thought you left the scattergun with.
No, them. I left the guys. The guy who the scattergun
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deputy.
deputy. I gave it to them, but his fancy.
The sheriff's fancy
Sheriff's
shit.
fancy one.
Oh, okay.
I brought that.
Yeah. So this isn't a full size shotgun. This is like short barrel.
Short
right?
barrel.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cutoff.
So I'm shooting in the air to get their attention.
Okay. So you fire it in the air. They all kind of jump. Is that the right word? Not really jump, but they and then they all kind of turn towards you. Okay. The deputies they all sort of dodge for cover behind barrels and water troughs and corners of buildings. The men in the shirts and sort of the townsfolk, they all kind of turn towards you. And as one, they level their guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the hell out of the middle of town.
Okay. You hear a voice call. Okay, so you shoot the gun. Are you going to say something?
Yeah. I want to say that doesn't need to be no more bloodshed. You tell him.
Boom! Okay, you tell them.
Well, I'm just a little old lady, and here's the sheriff's hat. I was kidding. So
Are you wearing the sheriff's hat?
yeah.
Oh god!
I should have put the badge on.
You
It's a
should have.
$20 hat, out of Amarillo, and
Or you should have had her put the badge on.
Yeah, that's right.
She's the one that killed him.
I can flash the badge and say, I'm with the marshals. The sheriff was wanted for killing.
We're not there.
okay. So, do you say something, or do you tell her to say?
Yeah,
something?
well, no,
Give me your choice.
I say no. I say that doesn't need to be any more bloodshed.
Persuasion.
Okay, that wasn't what I was trying to do, but okay.
No, that's what you're doing.
I know. I'm just trying to. Okay, give me a second.
I believe you're at -1.
Yes, that's why I was.
Oh, I wish I could do it.
That's why I was looking at you, saying, "You tell him."
Oh, but then you said you were going to.
No, I that's what I said, but with the intent of saying, "You tell him." Right? I said, "Boom, get their attention."
Okay, so it sounds like you're trying to help whatever.
I'm
she
trying to
says.
help her exactly.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay, sorry. So then,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I'll say to them, to the people, lower your weapons. We don't want any more trouble here. We want to get our job done and go about our way. I don't know. Is that what you're trying to say?
Good. Make a
Yeah.
persuasion.
Okay. Can I roll this persuasion?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. Okay, good.
You roll your help first.
So
Okay.
persuasion is under here, right? Yes, it is. So that's a D6.
The act of violence gets their attention, but it will not help with the persuasion roll. Intimidate, maybe.
3.
And I have a +1 to persuasion.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. So 5. So 6.
And
3.
Okay, so no help. All right.
Did you get a chance to roll that 4 up, or
You know.
on the D4 there? Or?
Oh shoot! You're right. Thank you. I rolled a 4 on my D4. And another one.
So you should have done the persuading after.
And another one. So that's 14.
So I think that's a +2 to her roll.
That's hilarious. So 8
As my
altogether
eyes
then, I guess. Yeah.
glint steely gray.
I was looking at this dream like, wait a second,
I didn't realize. I forgot
four
about
still
that.
rolls.
Yeah, I forgot about
Oh,
that.
wait.
All right, you tell these folks that we don't want to have to kill them all down to spray of lead because that would be terrible. I feel horrible about another 20 people on my conscience. We don't want any trouble.
Oh, that sucks. That's funny.
So 8 total.
8 total.
All right.
His 2, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That's a good roll. So one of them steps out. One of the deputies steps out, and you remember this guy from the 6 Feet Saloon, okay? And he cradles his repeater, but he's not edging too far away from cover, okay? And he says, in the name of the justice here in Oklahoma Territory, you stand accused of the murder of Marshall Bryce. You didn't want trouble. You shouldn't have started shooting.
All right.
So what do we do?
What? Oh,
What? Go ahead.
I'm not there.
I'm gonna say, okay. As far as I know the law,
Do you know the law?
well, I know enough to know that in the Wild West, if somebody shoots you first, you got a right to defend yourself. And I said, as far as I know the law, it ain't murder if he shoots first. And we were rightly in the middle of something supernatural when your marshal drew on us.
Okay. I am. You two can both make spirit checks, please.
Us two?
Yep.
Seven is a severe check. Sorry, I know I talked to
It
you.
is not.
8.
Okay.
Dice has rolled a 6 like almost every single time so far. It'll be all one.
At about
thing.
that moment, the gray light suddenly breaks and dawn is behind you. Okay, and for that moment, you're sort of standing there. You're, according to my understanding of the law, blah blah blah. Right? You're attempting to convince them. At that moment, the light breaks and the sun suddenly casts over, in the eyes of these guys in front. But what it does, it has this odd effect, and what the effect is suddenly all of their eyes glint in this light, like feral animals momentarily. Okay. And the moment that happens, you can see amongst the brethren, okay, you can see like the tightening of jaw muscles, sort of the bunching of muscles as if they're prepared to act and will act momentarily.
Great. All right.
So the deputies, they were the marshal's guys, right? And you shot the marshal, and so he was badass. You killed him. They might be a little intimidated.
The brethren, not so much.
They don't look cowed.
We should.
And they look like they're like getting ready to meet.
There's that moment where you're suddenly, it's almost as if some sort of divine providence has given you this sudden insight that says,
Get the hell out.
So, are we by the library stables?
You're by the livery stables, yeah.
I'm gonna go behind. I'm gonna go to the side and just get in cover. I'm scared.
Yeah, like in that moment, I'm just gonna, we're both gonna look at each other, realize in that split second, and then we both dive into livery stables.
Yeah.
Into the livery
or I was
stables
just
or
gonna go
Behind.
I don't want to go in, so I have to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with the rats.
Yeah, that's right. The rats.
Okay, as
Oh,
you
yeah.
do so,
Oh, rats.
as you jump behind the livery stables,
Actually,
there's suddenly
no,
a
there's many
fuselage fusillade
Yeah.
of
Gunfire.
rifle fire.
Okay.
The rifle fire tears up the corner, and you hear a voice call out, "The wicked will be punished!"
Oh,
All right. Well.
Okay, and you recognize the voice of the deacon.
the deacon.
Oh, from the church.
Uh-huh.
But is he up with them?
Yes.
Oh, we just hear. We don't know where it's
You hear the
coming from.
voice coming from down the street somewhere.
It's okay.
All right. So we need to hightail it back.
All right, let's go.
We need to hightail it back.
All right. So you're like, okay. I think that's the last of them. How does it feel? Oh, like I've been shot. Okay, they come running back. What do you do?
Okay.
So,
So this bottle of
whole
rot that
town's
I've
coming.
got, what sort of proof would that be?
Are you asking, will it burn?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna put a strip of cloth in it, get it wet, light it on fire, and throw that at the livery stables.
Livery stables.
Whatever.
Oh yeah.
I'll throw it at the rat stable.
How long would that take to do? A few seconds?
Yeah.
But would they be at the livery stables by the time you arrived?
I don't think he really cares. I think he's just going to
I think it's cool.
start the fire.
It's a distraction, you see, because there's all these rats that'll come running
Yeah,
out,
No, I get where you're going.
and the town's on fire.
He really wants to burn it down.
So all I'm going to say is, I made a bet with somebody that you guys would attempt to burn the town down. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow it so that I can win the bet. And Dale, if you're listening, I told you so.
Oh, we all said the last time that we think that this town needed to burn.
I was on the fence
Alright.
about it, going back and forth, but
What?
all right, well, no. Okay, so while he's doing that, I'm gonna run to the house and
Okay.
grab saddles and get the hell
All right.
out
And
of
I'm
it.
gonna assist.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say by the time you arrive there, Nancy's already at the back and she's just finishing cinching Stella.
Okay.
Okay. And she's like, I take it we're running.
We're running now.
All right. So Molotov cocktail sort of. Now, the livery stables itself, as described, the building was old and wood. And rotting in places. So I'm going to rule that as you hit the side of the stable itself, it quickly ignites in flames and begins to burn. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And rats run out.
Yeah.
Give it a moment.
now it's time to leave.
Yeah.
All right. So you're running for the horses. You're running for the horses, or you want to stay and shoot it out?
No, I'm gonna go to the boarding house with them. I think.
Okay. By the way, a shotgun would be good for you because it's usually +2 to hit.
Oh, I have a revolver, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Hey, you want a shotgun?
Okay.
Yeah, I should probably get a shotgun.
Okay.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Really? Oh, you have an extra one?
Well, the one we took off, the scattergun we took off the guy that
He borrowed it from
Yeah,
the
the
dead
kill.
deputy.
Yeah,
Great.
just don't shoot me with it. I've been shot with it already.
a different shotgun, different scattergun.
That's why I was
No,
taking it.
that's
So
this
we
one.
pointed it
No.
out.
No, I killed that guy
That's a
first
good
shot.
idea.
Who was the other guy? The guy who
Yeah.
ran.
There's two guys with scatterguns. He killed one the first shot.
All
The other
right.
one shot you.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Still don't shoot
How are
me
we
with
gonna
it.
get into that?
I'm just going to draw a card for how effective this distraction is. Okay. All right. So they come around the corner, and as they do so, there's a sudden cry of dismay. Is like, the stable's on fire! The stable's on rats! Rats everywhere! Right. And there is the Pied Piper effect from this livery stable.
Oh.
If you recall, there were a lot of rats
Yeah.
in the livery stable. When it catches fire, there is like an ocean of rats that suddenly flow out from this. Okay, now what I'm going to tell you is the release of the rat plague from the livery stables actually has a mechanical effect on the town. It increases the fear level by 1. Okay, so what happens is as these guys are suddenly shocked and dismayed by suddenly all of these rats coming out, there is a almost mystical. Well, what am I talking about? There is a mystical effect where The town, even in the growing light of dawn, suddenly seems darker.
Oh.
The place looks more run down, and you can actually see almost like the shadow wash over the town from your very eyes. Okay, this is the power of the demons that are released into the world by magic. Okay, that's what makes the Deadlands, is this mystical effect, and they feed on one thing:
Fear.
Okay. Now, as you're sort of strapping the horses, right, and getting them ready to go, you can hear people running around because this sudden effect in the town has an effect on the people there as well. Off to the left, however, off to your left, as you're doing this, on the hill, gleaming white in the dawn, is the church. Mm-hmm. Okay? Like, it's almost like there's a mystical ray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right? And, yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Bonus, we still need to get the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to town first.
Then try and sneak back in and get the box.
So we can leave town here.
Yeah,
and
that's what we should do.
circle around.
Exactly.
Right
Let's get out of here, and then we will come back at nighttime and.
Well, I'm thinking they're going to be distracted for about the next hour or so.
Yeah.
Right. So some challenges here. You're at -1 for fatigue.
Yeah.
For healing wounds, you're at -2.
Uh huh.
Okay. All right. Which means when he picked up the bottle, like, oh, fuck. Yeah, it hurts. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. You strap on your horses, and in the general chaos of town, the town's in general chaos, you ride out of town. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, what you know is frontier towns.
Frontier towns.
Won't need that anymore.
Take away his picture.
Frontier towns, you know that despite what's happened, they will rally quickly and they will send somebody after you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you stick around town, you will encounter them again.
This is fine.
Well, we need to stick around town because we still need to get the bloody box from the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
Well, this is where they will be distracted putting the fire out for some period of time.
So you hope that we could just...
And then after that, they will be on heavy guard.
Yeah.
So if we're coming back at all, it should be...
While they're still distracted with the fire.
Yeah.
We should set the church on fire.
Get any more of the
I mean,
rocket?
just because then they'll really want to put that fire out too, and it's further away from the sheriff's office.
Okay.
No, I do have a gallon of lantern oil, though.
That could work.
Or the theater, but I'm too scared of that lady that's working there, so
Yeah.
she scares me.
Well, thankfully the sheriff's office is on the edge of town, so and just some forest, so we can do some sneaky sneaks. But I think we got to get you two to safety,
Yeah.
and then we'll worry about that in a minute. But right now, let's get you two to safety because this whole town, we can't take on the whole town.
The other thing that I should tell you as well is you guys have not slept yet today.
Oh, no, we haven't
That's right,
yet.
because you were up all night with the ritual.
Right.
Oh, I slept.
At least a couple of us took a nap while the ritual was going on.
Yeah.
You didn't. You
No,
were up
I
with-
was with the eye.
Yeah. So for those of you don't have any extra fatigue because I can't remember who was it that slept.
I did, because I had the nightmare, remember?
That's right. You had the
Yeah,
nightmare.
the three of us had a nap or sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
Quick nap or something. Like a
He
couple
was
of hours.
helping
Right.
do the ritual.
And so was he.
Yeah,
So-
I was the one with the eye walking around.
He was guarding her.
Oh, okay.
So because somebody
Then
had to.
it was just us then.
Okay.
And
So
she had a
you're at
nightmare
2
with it.
fatigue level. You're at 2 fatigue levels, right? Because you're shot. Your wounds are translated until you sleep. You're at 1 fatigue level. You're at 1 fatigue level from being up all night. So just putting some math together here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's find a place to hole up and then we'll have to come back.
At nighttime. So
At
let's
nighttime.
let's find a place to hide for the day. We'll sleep, get some rest, and then tonight when it's dark, we'll sneak back in, get our stuff, and get the hell out of Daly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to write down? Do you keep the sheriff's gun rig or do you abandon it?
Oh no, certainly keep the sheriff's gun
Okay.
ready.
So if you want to write it down, otherwise you don't have to. Same with the star
I
and the
keep the-
hat
And the scattergun.
and the scattergun.
And the marshal's star. Yep.
Okay. Did you write it down?
I wrote down the shotgun.
Okay.
That's right, that's what I have.
Yeah. Do you keep Bryce's hat?
Yeah, I want to keep the hat. I'm not gonna wear it. I'm just gonna keep it. I might wear it sometimes.
Okay. We'll see how big it is.
It's probably pretty big, but I'm a large lady. I'm like 5'9".
Yep.
I'm tall-ish, so maybe
There's
I'll
a gigantic head.
maybe. No,
Okay.
There's always the hair to help
see
make
how
that.
big his head is then. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna roll a D6 plus 6, so that's gonna be your hat size.
D6.
No,
plus-
D6 plus 3. That'd be
A
your hat.
D6?
No, D6. I don't know.
D4 plus 3.
Well, no, because I have an 8.5. So. What's the variance? Because the smallest hat I've ever seen is a 5 and something.
Yeah.
Right? So 5 to about 10, right? So what is that? Oh, so D6 plus 4. There you go.
D6 plus 4?
Yep.
Oh my god, I have size 10 head.
You got a huge head.
I want to re-roll. Can I Benny that? No, I'm just kidding.
You can re-roll if you want. Or you can just choose a hat size. Up to you.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna say just size 8.
Size 8.
It's
okay.
a little bit big.
Okay.
A little bit
So
of a big head.
D6 plus 4
Yeah.
is a size 6.
It's too small for me.
His
small.
head was too small.
Yeah.
That was
It's my
simple.
hair. It's so
hair.
big.
Yeah,
No.
the hair. It's the
Yeah,
hair.
it's just my hair.
It had a tiny head.
It's a tiny head sheriff.
If you put your hair up, then you wear the hat on top.
on top of your
Just
head.
So it's like
sitting there.
basically like
Isn't
this
that-
huge level of head.
What is it with kids today who wear their ball caps on top of their head like a crown? Like, what is that? It's so weird.
It looks like
I know, the way kids wear their ball caps has evolved so much over time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We are, you guys are hiding out of town. Now, are we like hell-bent for leather, or are we...
They're distracted for a bit. We might not want to blow the horses.
Yeah, we're not hell-bent for
No,
leather.
we wanna-
We're getting out of Dodge.
But
We want to
Daly's.
be careful to not leave too much tracks
Exactly.
and take a roundabout route for a while.
All right. Anybody with survival can hide your tracks.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do it.
I don't have survival.
Me too.
I don't.
Okay.
I do.
So, okay. Sounds good. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, just which of us is actually the best at it?
Not me.
I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah,
Do you want to tell me what your stat is?
6.
I'm less good than that.
Okay. Do it.
Don't let me down, purple.
Oh,
Purple let
It's
you
gonna
down.
happen eventually.
Yeah.
4.
4. All right. What that does is a 4 is going to add a straight +1 to the difficulty tracking you. The terrain that you ride through, easy terrain, which means no riding rules. Normally the difficulty is 4, +1, 5 because you're hiding the tracks. If you guys want to try some more challenging terrain, to the east there is forest straight east, and to the northeast there is hills that sort of rise up. Okay, the forest itself relatively easy to traverse. It's just a matter of moving at a pace where you're not trying to break your necks. The hills will be a little bit harder, actually requiring a riding roll, but also much harder to track through.
Right. We
So,
should head up into the hills. No?
We
Forest? Can you use any of your magic to hide us in the forest?
no, unfortunately not right now.
Fear and healing.
Alright, well, let's just head into the forest and go.
Oh, we could try the hills. I'm just saying that riding's not
Yeah.
one of my
Yeah,
specialties.
yeah. You can also walk your horses. Gives you a +2 to the actual handling of the horses themselves, but you move slower.
Yeah, and they're fatigued, so that would probably. I don't know. Doesn't make a difference.
So, up to you guys.
So let's just go hide in the woods.
Okay. Okay, so you find yourselves near a creek, basically a low-lying area. The forest itself is fairly heavy with game. Your survival, not only you're hiding your tracks, but there's abundant deer and other game of easy access, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. Meaning that you can disguise your trail as game tracks, etc. However, you do have 4 horses, so okay. You find yourselves a spot 5, right, Stella? Right. So you find yourself a spot. Your friend Nancy, she is almost dead in the back of her horse. Like she's kind of slooped over, sort of bent over the horse, and as she's riding, she's hanging onto the saddle horn, just letting the horse follow you guys. Okay. She has yet to actually rest, and the actual the actual ritual was quite fatiguing for her. Okay, so you don't ride. You ride maybe an hour or so. You get outside of town, outside of easy sort of walking range, and outside of like there's no farmsteads or anything here in the forest. You can see sign of lumbering, but that's about it. Pull up beside a rock, stream off in the distance, and basically you dismount and rest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you are the only one who is not fatigued, but you also have not had a full night's sleep.
Right.
Okay. Because you went to bed, but then you're woken up by a nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I just had like a quick nap while they're resting, would that help me, or do I need to like rest a lot? What do you think?
So you're going to need another 4 hours before the end of the day. Otherwise, your fatigue will catch up with you.
So I wanted to bond with my horse while they're sleeping.
Okay, so when you're to actually break a horse, to actually bond with a horse,
Yep.
there are two ways of doing it. One, familiarity over time, which
Yep.
means that you make the roll every couple of days that you're riding,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Or number two, you can actually work with the horse. If you work with the horse, what that
Yeah.
means is you go off on your own,
I see.
away from other horses, away from other people, and the time is greatly condensed. But it also means that you are someplace where there are no distractions.
Yeah, that's probably not the best idea right now then. So I will just rest with them then.
Okay.
Yeah, instead.
Do we want to do watches or whatever?
I'll stay up then and do a first watch. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll wait for her to come back, and then we will.
Is there any way we can help Nancy? Is that her name? Get a better rest? Like, here's some brandy? Here's a Federal? I don't know.
No, she doesn't need any help. She just
Okay.
needs rest.
Okay.
All right. She's got an odd picture for a witch, eh?
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Oh, well. I guess they come in all shapes and sizes.
That's correct.
All right. You rest for the night, or rest for the day, okay? As you sort of hunker down, all of you think to yourselves, oh man, I am not going to be able to sleep, right? Because, sort of wired. What happens though is this area, there's kind of pristine wilderness, right? And the other thing that you find is as soon as you've left town, there's almost like a weight that leaves your chest, like an oppressiveness, right? And suddenly you feel free, and when you stop, suddenly all that fatigue comes rushing back, right? And on the soft grass, taking turns briefly to, you sort of cycle through people to actually keep watches for brief periods of time so that everybody gets a rest. You find the morning whiles away into the afternoon, and then finally until late afternoon, everybody can cross off the fatigue. You spend some time, either preparing camp or standing watch. Nothing really gets done today because you're mostly involved in just getting rest. And around, as you check the sheriff's pocket watch, 4 o'clock, do you keep the pocket watch, by the way? Yep. As you check the pocket watch, it's around 4 o'clock, and as you're closing it, first thing is you hear the distant tolling of a bell. Okay. The second thing is almost directly after you hear that distant tolling of the bell, like maybe 5 or 6 minutes afterwards, you all kind of look up at it, look at each other. When in the distance you hear gunshots.
When the bell was tolling, like, at the random times, was it just, like, one off?
Yep.
And it went off every time someone died? Well, we were... Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, yeah. That's the conclusion we all came to.
Yeah, we just heard gunshots in the bell again, so...
There was just one tolling of the bell, or it's like ding, ding,
Nope.
ding?
There's one.
Oh,
One bong.
great.
Killed somebody.
Somebody did.
Oh, it wasn't that nice man that you talked
I
to.
hope it wasn't the blacksmith.
Oh, geez, yeah.
'Cause I wouldn't give
Okay,
them
so
information.
I'm flip-flopping on my previous idea. Let's go and burn that place down.
Right. You hear gunshots.
Like in a direction, like
somewhere near you. So you're sort of camped at the base of the hills. The creek struggles out of the hills, and you hear the sound of what sounds to be a revolver shooting. Like you hear the sharp crack, crack, and then another crack.
Well, no ricochets near us or anything weird.
No.
Okay.
Someone's shooting close. Would it be someone hunting or
No.
no? The revolver.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's. Is it dark now?
No, it's about 4 in the afternoon.
Right, 4 o'clock. That's what you said. All right. Well, let's just kind of start getting ourselves ready to go.
Okay.
Be alert.
Gonna head off in that direction on foot with my rifle
Okay.
in
Sounds good.
hand.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with him just in case he gets shot, and then come back and tell him he got shot.
So you can carry him back. He got shot again.
Yeah, he's shot.
Okay, you guys are gonna hang out down here.
Yeah. Just,
Yeah.
Okay. Nancy says, let's go figure out what that is. So she'll go with you.
Okay.
Okay. In doing so, she says it could be that if the deputies are up here hunting for us, they might have run into something else. Maybe we take advantage of the situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so the three of you traipse off.
Yeah.
Okay. The sound kind of carries oddly through these hills. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have each of you roll your notice, please.
Okay.
all of us?
No, you're not.
Yeah, just them.
This is 6.
Here's Nancy's notice.
Oh, wow.
Mine's 5.
Okay. All right. So you're like, oh, I think it's from over there. It's like, no, it's this way. Nancy's like, no, it's right up there. And she follows. You follow the creek. Okay. It descends down a couple of waterfalls, and so there's almost like an athletics to jump up a couple of places. You hop nimbly from rock to rock. You notice Nancy's not quite as athletic as you are, by a lot. And then you come to sort of an odd scene. You see some horses by the water. Okay, 3 horses by the water. Okay, they were obviously, what's that called when you tack them down? They're hobbled. One of the horses lies on its side. Okay, its neck twisted in an odd way. Okay, and then you can see on the other side of the stream. On the same side of the stream, there is a woman. You'd guess in her early 20s, maybe even earlier than that. She's got a pistol, 36 revolver, something like that, and she's shooting at something. Okay, and I'm gonna need you who are there to make a fear check.
Okay.
Yes, this is a fear check.
All right. Good. And fear is spirit, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, no, that.
Wow.
Jason has arrived.
So 7 plus 2.
Again, doubles again.
So, is there anything for rolling the both the same all the way
Wow.
up to?
Okay, so what I'll tell you is, when you get a raise on resisting the fear of something, you become jaded to the something that you become that is creating the fear.
Okay.
And therefore, you do not need to make a fear check against it again.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so let me describe,
Yep.
and I'll tell you in a sec.
I was just going to say I rolled 16 on both
dice.
die.
Yeah. That seems pretty good, right?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Okay. The other thing too is you guys concluded combat. You drove off. The sheriff and his people. Everybody will get an extra penny. So. Except for you, Wade. Fucking penny stealer.
That's such an awesome book. It gives me this feel
Did you get
of
one?
invincibility.
No,
Okay.
he still needs one.
So
As
it's
soon
like,
as soon as I look down at them, I'm like, he's gonna do it to me again.
like
Oh, you have the black one.
my characters in my mind.
What's the
it's
black
just-
one mean again?
Black one is a reroll with a +2 bonus, or
Yes, or an extra d6 plus 2. Okay, so here's the deal. So there is a woman, okay, and she's sort of moving backwards, and you can see her like she's she's got one gun in her hand, right, and she's got another one, and she's firing. And as you watch her, she fires twice into something that lumbers in front of her. It's man-shaped, okay, but it's naked. Maybe it seems to be covered in like sort of a thick, blood red, muddy color, right? You don't think it's blood, but it looks like sort of like a red clay or something like that. His face is oddly distorted, and it sort of lumbers towards her, and it reaches out and sort of tries to smash down on her. She moves aside easily because it's slow, right? And then she fires into it again. Okay. You notice, by the way, where it moves, there is steam rising from the ground where it touches.
Okay, and when she hits it, does it like wince? Does it move? Does it care?
Yeah, it kind of jerks, right?
Yeah.
Pauses and then sort of continues to struggle onwards.
Assist or what? I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
What do you guys want to do?
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, huh? Well, I know what that is now.
Okay, so how far away are we from this thing?
You're sort of at viewing range, right? So you're medium range with a handgun, so maybe 20 meters or so.
So with a heavy repeater,
Yes?
is that also medium range?
No, it'd be short range for your repeater. So we're going to say you're at 10 inches. Okay, so about 20 meters or so.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot it.
All right, so you raise your gun. Okay, so let's. I'm just going to hand out some cards.
And where's Nancy? Is she made it up?
Nancy's like, what's that?
Oh, she's with us. Okay.
Yeah, she's right beside you.
I didn't know because she was struggling or.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so you guys kind of got to the top. You
Yeah,
helped each other,
she's there.
continued on,
Okay.
and then you saw this
Okay.
thing again. You notice, by the way, that there is a second form of another woman lying near the creek bed, near the dead horse.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Are you fast?
Quick. Yep.
Doesn't matter. She's quicker.
Wow. Wow.
That's Nancy.
Oh,
Nancy
that's
got what?
Nancy. Okay.
Joker.
Oh,
Nice. What my shotgun it has I didn't fill it in because I should probably use that, right?
Sure. Give me one moment.
Sure.
Okay, so that's right, and then finally, yeah, that's appropriate. Okay. So Nancy's gonna go first.
Yeah.
All right.
What is Nancy going to do?
She. Yeah. Okay. She steps forward. She doesn't actually go for her gun or anything like that. Instead, she sort of she presses her hands together, and as she does so, you can almost feel like a vacuum.
Okay.
Okay, as she presses her hands together, she presses her hands and then she kind of turns them up and holds them above her head, and you can see some sort of distorted air moving above her head.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
No, she's gonna actually cast this round because she's got the Joker. Okay. And she will cast.
Yes.
Okay. The words that she speaks are not in English. Okay. You guys can both make common knowledge.
holy.
I rolled a 6 and a 3, so 9.
Okay, fair enough.
Ugh.
Okay, so at first you think Latin, but then your knowledge, because of course your dad was a preacher, she's actually speaking, you think, Greek.
Okay.
Okay?
Nah, it's German. And she's just
Yeah.
swearing
Accent's
at the
way
thing.
off. Yeah, okay.
Purely curse words.
Wow. Okay, so her casting is 19.
Holy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go back from whence you came.
No, she's gonna just.
All right, so she does this. As she does so, the above her, like a small cloud forms, and out of the cloud there's like lightning shoots out of it, right? And then suddenly she pulls it forward, and she releases it at the creature. So if somebody could roll her damage, there's no. So it's going to be 2d8 plus 6.
2d8 plus 6?
Yeah, plus d6. Sorry.
11, 15.
15. Seems pretty good. I'm going to Benny that. Oh, you're not there. You can't. Ha!
Yeah, so all you gotta do is split the party every time you want to use a Benny.
That's right.
All right.
Which, considering we seem to split ourselves up very often.
You do. You guys split up all the time. This encounter is actually designed for 5-player characters, so...
Oops.
Whatever.
Well, we got Nancy.
All right. So what happens is there is... it hits and the energy arcs over the creature. As it does so, the flowing of the mud or whatever this is suddenly seems to harden and crack, and you get that like baked earth feeling. You know, like when earth is so dry that actually kind of cracks up, and there is an otherworldly shriek of pain from the creature. Okay, and it sort of freezes up for a moment, and you can actually see like the dust and dirt sort of falling away from it. You can see it's still moving, so she hasn't killed it, but something's happened to it. Okay. So whoever's next.
I'm next.
Yes.
I want to aim with my shotgun.
Okay.
Is that short range? Or is it...
So it's 10 inches. The short range on your shotgun is going to be, if you brace, you will be at short range. So if you don't move, then yes, you're at short range right now.
Okay, so that's what I want to do. So should I aim this round, or should I just shoot
You
it?
don't need to. You're not going to get any better shot than what you have.
Okay, and so I don't have any of my stats for it. So range is...
The range on the shotgun is... Let me do the math here. It is 5, 10, 20.
Range 20?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, it's range. Sorry, the range increment is 5. So
5?
It's 10 if you don't move. If you brace, okay. So if you're firing sort of like hip shooting, it's 5. Okay.
All right. I'll figure that out after then. So damage.
Damage is 1 to 3d6.
1 to 3d6.
Okay. At short range it does 3d6. At medium range it does 2. At long range it does 1. Okay. And then after that there is no extreme range on the shotgun.
Yeah. What's AP mean again?
Armor piercing.
Oh yeah. Okay.
0.
0. Or a round of fire.
Rate of fire is 1 asterisk.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I just put that. All right.
Okay, and you should also have in the notes, you should say +2 to shooting rolls because of the shotgun.
+2 to shooting rolls.
Okay, and it has, for ammo, it does 2 asterisks. Okay.
Ammo is 2 asterisks. Okay.
Okay, and what the asterisk is here is you can fire 1 or both barrels at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, so if you fire both barrels, you get an additional +2 to hit and +2 to damage.
All right, that's a lot of stuff to write in. So
yeah. So what it means is you have
barrels.
it's double barrel. Just remember you can fire 1 or both barrels at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and I just for the damage, I just put 1 to 3d6.
That's right.
So if I'm at the short range, that means I do 3d6.
You got it.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to shoot the thing.
1 or both.
So 1 or both was that when you do both barrels, it splits it or something. Or tell me
When you do both barrels, it gets +2 to hit and +2 to damage.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay. Otherwise, you get to fire it, boom, and then fire next round again.
I am going to do both barrels this round because it sounds really cool.
Give it both barrels.
Okay, so I've got 3d6 in my hand. That's all I roll? No?
No, you roll your shooting roll, which is...
Yeah, you have to hit
shooting
first.
I forgot about that, of course. Yeah, and then my shooting roll, what was it again? It is a d4. That's not very good.
So you do d4 plus 4 right now.
Yes.
Okay. Then do I do the wild dice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So I rolled 2 plus 4, so 6.
6.
Oh, right. I forgot about the wild dice. Sorry. 4 plus 4.
So 8.
8. That's good enough for a hit and a raise.
Good.
All right.
All right.
So what you're going to do is you're going to roll 3 dice for the shotgun.
Yeah.
Plus an extra dice for the raise.
Okay.
+2. Oh, was your shooting dice a 1 or a 2?
It was a 2.
Okay. That means you'll also do damage because it scatters. You'll also do damage to friendlies in the line of fire.
Okay. Yeah.
Which means you'll shoot whoever this girl is.
Okay.
Okay.
That sucks.
Unless you want to Benny it, roll again.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have a 50-50
I
chance
do it.
because of your shooting skill to
Yeah.
hit somebody else with a shotgun.
Okay.
You've got the blue one that you can just add.
Oh, that's right.
Add a d6.
Okay.
Okay.
So then add a d6 and I roll again.
Yep. Just
No,
roll
just
1d6.
just roll 1d6.
Okay.
1.
So that makes it a 3.
Yeah, so that makes it a 3, which means that you don't hit the girl.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So now I roll like 46.
46 for damage.
46 plus 2.
Plus 2, yeah. Alright, so do I re-roll or no?
No.
Okay. So this would be
Unless you want to spend a
16.
Benny to reroll.
No, 17. I meant
Plus
that
2.
because I rolled a 6,
Yeah.
does it explode?
Yeah, you could spend a Benny to explode them if you wanted.
So 17 plus 2.
Plus 2,
So
so 19.
19.
Well, that
What,
seems
isn't
really
it?
good.
Okay.
No, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. Right. Okay. So this creature was dry from whatever Nancy did to it.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems to have slowed it down or frozen it or something along that line. However, when you blast it, it suddenly like there's a blast, all the dirt and dust, etc., falls off of it, and it's almost like it's some sort of construct.
Okay.
As if it was somehow manufactured into a person or into this form, and it suddenly it topples over. Okay. However, as it topples over, the pieces sort of fall on top of one another, and then sort of turn back into a bit of a liquid, and the liquid, like, it's not really a liquid; it's more like a mud, right?
Mud, yeah.
It seems to begin to reform into the shape, like it's flowing back together again.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright, well.
it's your action. I'll take your card.
Alright.
So it topples over.
I'm going to shoot it
Okay.
with my last silver bullet.
Okay.
That's what was loaded in my rifle. Well, that's 7.
Okay. Well, it's a hit. So you fire into this mass that's laying on the ground, and yeah, you'll do. It's not a critical success, so it's a normal success. You'll do regular damage. This is a heavy repeater or regular?
Heavy repeater.
Okay, so it's going to be 2d8 plus 1.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's 12.
12. All right. So when you do so, it's almost as if, like, when the bullet cuts into the creature, it's like you spray it out. Okay. There's a pause. Okay. Okay. So you did not hit her, and so she screams out at you. They don't die. It doesn't die.
Yeah. Again, that was a silver bullet if it matters.
Yep, I got that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So she says, "We got to get out of here."
I would more be saying that they. You've only seen one. She said they.
Alright, so we should go help her maybe and
Okay.
get her to come back with us? I'm not sure.
Is she on the other side of the river?
She is.
Or is it more of a river or a stream? Or?
It's a creek.
Okay.
Yeah, it's maybe 10 feet across.
Okay.
Come on this way.
All right. So she races to her horses and she begins to, sort of unhobble them.
Yeah.
Right. You can see that all of her, like, she has like belongings on the back of the horses. One horse is definitely a riding horse. The other two seem to be pack horses. Okay. The one they're both not heavily laden with supplies, but they have supplies on them, like boxes and bags and stuff like that are actually tied to the back of it. She'll make a quick riding roll here. Okay. So she.
All three of them alive, or that you said there was one?
One is dead.
One's dead.
Yeah. So one of the supply horses is dead, and so she begins unhobbling the horse. Okay. Yeah. I will act. Yeah. So you from this mound, you see it, like the mound sort of does like a roll. Okay. You can't really see anything, but then out of the mass starts to form this arm as it kind of reaches up towards the sky, and then pushes itself down towards the ground, and almost like it's heaving itself out of this mass. Okay, yeah. Now, did you made your fear check, right?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. This thing, when it raises its arm, the arm looks distinctly human. Okay. But as it puts it down, you see this arm go down. You can see like this mud sort of begin to cover it, and again, the ground where it touches, there's like a flame that kind of reaches out. Anywhere there's dry grass, it's not verdant. The grass burns instantly. Okay. All right.
So I wonder if it'll be able to go into the water.
That was why I was telling her to come this way.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we should shoot it again.
Okay. So you're quick.
Okay, good. Yeah. There you go. Okay.
It's slow.
There we go. Okay.
And Nancy would.
Oh, right, Nancy, right. Oh, one of those would have been Nancy's card.
Yeah, that sucks because it goes an ace.
I think it was a 9, actually. That would have been hers. Okay. All right. So that'll be NPCs.
You're first.
Yeah, you're first.
I think so. He's gonna shoot it, so maybe I should go help her get across the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you.
How far am I away? Like I have to go down a hill to get to the creek, right?
No.
Or are we
Okay.
not
So
on
what's
that?
happened is here there was like a ridge that came up. You
Yeah.
climbed up that ridge, went through a copse of woods.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, there's almost like a little plateau, like a clearing.
Okay.
You can see a track runs through this clearing, like a trail of some sort. And so, but it's flat.
It's flat. Okay.
And so there's like almost like a crease where the river runs down. It's quite gentle. Until of course it tumbles down the rocks, right?
Right.
And so it's burbling in May, so it's obviously running at high stream.
Yeah.
But it's not that deep. You guess it's maybe a foot deep or so.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so from here to there, after you kind of broke through the brush,
Yeah.
you're separated by 20 meters, right? Or by 10. What did I say?
You
10
said the creek
inches,
was-
20 meters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So only about 60 feet or so.
60 feet. So how many moves would it take for me to get to help?
So
her?
you move 6 inches,
Yeah.
so 6 hexes, which is 2 meters each, as a regular move. Okay? So it would take you a move and a half to get across.
Yeah.
So if you just did that, you would be able to make it to her this round.
Okay, I'm just gonna go help her then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did I take your card?
You did. It was a king.
Okay, so you went to help.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm gonna shoot this thing that's reforming.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it. Oh, sorry. I'm next. My apologies.
There goes my whip.
Oh no.
Okay. Nancy's like, it lived?
I'm not sure it's alive.
Okay. Hecate. And she begins casting again. She will aim this time. Okay.
Okay, so that means she's gonna do it next turn.
Correct.
Okay.
Go for it.
Whoop.
Blam!
All right.
6.
You chamber another round. This one normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. This thing is reforming. Go ahead and do your worst.
I mean, best.
Well, do your worst to it. It's the worst case scenario for it. Work with me here.
11.
11. All right. So it sort of pulls itself up. Okay. As it does so, your round takes it sort of high in the mass, and it sort of collapses down again. Okay. And on 2, it reaches up its arm once again and begins sort of pulling itself up. All right. Good golly. There you go.
Nice. Queen.
Nancy. It. Oh, the girl, by the way, is fumbling with her horses. She's obviously afraid, and so you can see her hands trembling and attempting to unhobble these horses.
Okay.
Whatever this thing is, apparently whatever she's carrying is valuable enough that she's prepared to risk her life
That's
for
what I was going to ask her.
Okay, Ace.
Kablam!
Stay down, you son of
That looks like a miss.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's probably not worth doing anything about right now.
Okay.
Am I next?
Yes, you're next. So you arrive at the horse.
All right. I see her fumbling, and I say, "Do you need all this stuff, or can we go?"
You want to wait for her explanation? She'll
No.
act on 10. Or
I see. So okay, so I'm just gonna start helping her, and
Okay.
then
That's
as
a
I'm
riding
helping
roll.
her, can I ask her? Or?
Yes,
And then
absolutely.
she'll answer next time.
Absolutely.
The riding roll.
Yeah.
Riding roll D4. I mean,
All right.
not bad.
Because it means I can't turn off my screen.
Oh.
I think my screen's asleep. That's why they did that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, 7. Yeah. So you sort of you leverage her hands, and she begins. You manage to grab the tethers.
Okay.
As you do so, you begin moving away with the tethers. Where do you go?
We're gonna cross the stream
Oh,
back
okay.
to where we're going. Why? Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Why didn't I?
Sure, it's up to you.
Oh, why would I go towards the thing?
Okay, so you're going to cross the stream back the way you came, but there's
Yeah.
also the trail on the side of the river that you're already on, the side of the creek that you're already on.
Oh, I remember.
So-
Okay.
So if you want to run back towards the characters, absolutely, that's fine.
Yeah, I just want to go through the water because I feel like maybe the thing won't go in the water. I'm hoping. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Right.
Because you said it's only a foot deep, and the water was only a foot deep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So she says it's medicine for my friends. I can't leave it behind. Not after what I went through to get it.
Okay, let's go. I'll help you.
Okay. Okay.
Here's my queen.
Thank you. It reforms itself. Okay. It spends its time sort of stacking up and turns towards you. As it does so, there's no anger or anything about it, but it radiates heat. Like the mud is hot.
Right.
Okay. You hot enough that you were only within 3 or 4 feet of it as you're untethering these horses. However, as you're sort of touching it, you can actually feel the heat radiating off of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Scary. I'm gonna get burnt like you. And him. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I just realized I forgot to shuffle these because Nancy got a second joker.
Oh.
And I'm like, wait, did I shuffle it after the last joker? I don't think I did.
Oh, do you need to reshuffle it?
Yeah, I'll need to reshuffle it.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Alright, there's.
And it looked like the same Joker that Nat.
No. The other one has red on it.
Ah, right.
Okay, here we go.
Am I cutting it?
Yep, please. Cool. Nope. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Appropriate. Okay. Nancy will cast. Somebody want to roll a d6 and a d10, please? Seven. All right. Not like last time. Once again, she sort of does this thing with her hands above her head, and she releases this ball of crackling energy. 2d8, please.
4.
Okay. It impacts the creature, but there is no apparent effect.
Oh.
Okay.
Is it like a lightning?
It's not. It's more like a storm cell. It's like a little ball of like ball lightning. There we go. Here we go. Okay. So who's next amongst you?
I am 8.
Okay. Fair enough. You're going to guide the horses across the river?
Yes.
All right. So they are in fear. It's going to be a riding roll to do so.
Okay.
She will help you. She actually, on her action, acts on the same as Nancy. So on her action, okay, so she gives you +1 to your roll. Go ahead and make a riding roll, please.
I need to get better riding and shooting. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll it up
this-
again.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
And it's 2, 6.
6, 7. Okay,
7.
so that's So you guys -1 because of the water, or -1 because of their fear. You manage to guide the horses into the water and then across. Once they start moving, they're anxious to be away from whatever it is that this thing is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
7. What do you do?
I'm gonna wait,
Okay, so hold.
and
Yeah.
I basically, when this thing moves over the stream, that's when I want to shoot.
Okay. Well, you don't have to wait long. It forms itself up and takes its first sort of staggering step towards the lake. As it does so, again, steaming footprints behind it, and it steps into the creek. When it does so, there's a sudden, tremendous hiss of steam. Okay?
And that's when I want to shoot.
And you can see, like, it actually hardening along the, just like when she hit it with that thing, like it kind of hardened and then turned to mud again. It sort of steps into the water. Now, do you want to interrupt it?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
That's an agility roll.
It's agility, your agility versus its agility.
Okay. Ew. So, I'm gonna use this thing here.
Okay, do it. And +2.
Yeah.
So 4.
Yeah.
I got 3.
You interrupt.
All right. Okay, so it steps into the stream, and yeah, go for it.
Now, does that +2 apply to everything?
No, just that roll.
Okay. Because you said it was Joker-like.
Well, Joker-like.
So, 6.
Joker like for that one roll.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So 6. It's a hit.
For 14.
Okay. Okay, so you hit it again. You level your rifle or your repeater. As you do so, the round takes it sort of somewhere in the mass. Okay. Like last time, this creature sort of staggers, right, and then sort of falls in upon itself like these rolls of mud, sort of, right. What happens, though, is as the mud actually drops into the water, there's like this steaming hiss, okay? And you can see it turn from being sort of this molten mud into just mud. You can now, like, the water suddenly turns silty as the creature sort of topples back. The rolls try to reform, okay, but then they can't, and it drops into the water. As it does so, the mud kind of rolls off of it. The stream turns sort of this blood red color from this clay running. And there, lying in sort of a steaming heap, is a man.
Like floating on the water?
In the creek,
In
yeah.
the creek, I mean?
Face down, butt cheeks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Gosh.
This woman, she's like, what in God's name?
I don't think God had anything to do with this.
This is the work of that preacher. I know it.
Probably.
So she turns to you, and she says, well, I can't say as I've ever been so happy to see anybody in my... I'll take your card. Happy to see anybody in my life. But she says, Constance Daly. And she puts out her hand and with sort of like almost like a man's gesture, like a... this maybe not be the right term, but it's sort of like she's very frontier, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm Philomena.
All right, do you take her hand?
Yeah.
All right, she's got a pretty firm grip, right? She says, "Well, my friends, we owe you, and I'm one who pays my debts. My papa always told me. So we're
The papa would be Papa's Daly.
How long have you been away from town?
Away from town? Oh, you mean Daly's Corner?
Yeah.
Ever since that bastard Marshall rode into town.
Well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
What?
Long story. Come back. We'll tell you all about it.
Come back where?
Meet
Well,
my friends.
What? Listen, my friends, we encountered some of the Revenant's people, and they haven't been right since.
Okay.
I rode to Morganstown to get some medicine, and I have to get to them. So I have to go. But
Okay.
There's, I think, some bad news for you there, too. I'm assuming Thomas Daly was your father?
Oh, I didn't put that. Okay, I didn't get that then. Go ahead.
how would you know that? Who are you?
We came because we had business with him, but we got to town and found that he had died under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, he burned to death in the house.
Yeah.
That was no accident.
No, and I'm pretty sure that Deacon, what's his name? Deacon Robert Plume might be behind it.
Well, yeah, it's either him or Preacher Cheval. That bastard up in the Crooked Earth mine been up there for months. Whatever he's up to up there, I can tell you it ain't right.
And so you're heading back to Daly's?
God, no.
Oh, that's okay. So your friends are somewhere else, and that's where you're going.
Yeah, we have a camp in the hills.
I see.
All of us were driven from town by the marshal.
Oh.
Okay.
So we've been living hard for the last few months, but it's better than living in town.
Why did you leave town? I mean, how?
Fucking marshal.
Well, why did he drive you out?
He had something on my father, and don't know rightly what it was, but I stood up to him, and my father told me one night that it might be better if I got out because he didn't trust the marshal to act in gentlemanly ways towards me.
Your friends all left with you.
No, they found me in ones and twos. They
Other people that left. I see.
well, a couple of them are girls from the theater, and
Right.
what they saw weren't right. And some farmers from town, and yeah, the barber's up with me, and we keep thinking that maybe sometime we'll be able to set the rights, but if the marshal's dead, well, listen, this has been great having a conversation with you, but
you
like
gotta
I said, I have medicine. My camp is up in the hills. There's a cracked rock. You'll be able to see it. Come find us. She suddenly gets like a it's almost as if she has like a second thought. She's like, wait, why are you here?
You want to explain?
Well, we need to get something that the sheriff took from your father. And in the process, well, we're the ones that killed him.
The marshal.
The marshal.
Yeah.
The land of father, but whatever.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know if we should tell her that. That's
Okay,
why.
both of you, I'd like you both to roll smarts checks.
Smarts, BD6. 3.
It suddenly occurs to you that if she's on the run from the marshal, she might be afraid that you're bounty hunters.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So,
So we should probably explain everything to her.
Well-
No.
it's up to you. Like you come to that conclusion with a 4, right?
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So she looks at you. Her brow's kind of furrowed. Like maybe you just saved her, but now she's like, I made a mistake trusting these people. I really should go.
I want to persuade her that we're not bounty hunters. I don't know how to do that. I just want to reassure.
You can
her.
reassure her. Yeah,
And I just want to maybe
that's a
explain
persuasion
our
check.
story a bit more of why we're actually how we all ended up here.
Okay.
But
so-
not with her dead father in the story.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that's a persuasion check. I am, however, going to give you +2 to the difficulty because she's on her way to get out of here. She's
she's-
naturally
yeah.
suspicious, so I need a 6 or better on your persuasion.
Okay. All right. So my persuasion was a 6, I believe, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So I rolled 3, 4, so I only rolled 4.
4. All right. So she's like you're trying to, and she's like, I have to go.
All right.
Okay. And so she leads the horses off.
I thought she was in our debt.
Well,
She is, but she's also trying to save her friends.
I understand. Oh, I know.
but she also did tell you where her camp was.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I thought she stopped telling us to fall.
Did she say what the medicine was for?
No. What she did, sort of. She said that her friends had a run-in with some of the preacher's men.
I know. That's why I wanted to find them or bring them to these guys. Cause
That sounds like something you need a voodoo guy to look at.
Yeah. Or bring it for those guys I meant, yeah. But that's okay, we'll go tell them.
and then we'll probably go once we figure out
Yeah.
Okay.
everything. We'll go and
Okay.
approach her.
So you return to the camp.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys are at the camp. You heard the gunfire. They went up there, and about 10 minutes after they left, there's like bang, 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 bang. So you probably meet them about you're
Yeah.
probably guns in hand headed in that direction.
Yeah.
If you guys return right away.
The naked guy in the creek,
Yep.
is he riddled with bullets and dead?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's covered in Yes.
Okay.
The other thing too is when you look at him, he's kind of he doesn't look like anything special. He's grizzled, calluses on his hands. And he has an old Union Army tattoo on his forearm.
I wonder if that's a minor.
But
I'm not there to actually see
sort
it,
of
so.
Union Army tattoo.
Well, members who fought in the Union Army would tattoo their right arm with like sort of their units as a symbol of pride kind of idea. Infantry, you don't recognize anything beyond that. Oh, you make a common knowledge if you're really interested.
Well, I hypothetically would have been from the north, which means I would have been drafted in the army when that would happen. So
Yeah. How old are you?
I don't know,
Okay.
late 20s, something.
Yeah, so the war ended 5 years ago. So yeah, absolutely, you would have been drafted. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to make a common knowledge to see if you can recognize it.
5.
Pennsylvania regulars.
Okay.
So, they fought in a variety of places around here. So, or not around here, but in the war. So, okay. So you check the body, but then move on right away. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. So you return to you guys return to the camp. Nancy in tow. She's kind of not battling, not the right word, but she said, "What was that? I've never seen anything like that." And you're like, "Wait a second, are you like a witch or something? Are you supposed to know shit like this?" But
You want me to, with their description, can I make an occult roll to see?
sure.
Yeah, I want to see.
Not if I
Okay.
Look, I'm just going to say, if you don't know what the steaming mystical mud man was, I don't.
I need to put some more into that.
Just drop those dice, Kyle.
7.
Um,
Or what it could possibly be.
you think that it was you maybe not able to identify directly what it is, but there is a mystical art taught by the Manitous, the demons of the land, which bonds spirits of the land with men in order to make creatures which are servants of sorcerers.
Okay.
Is definitely a sorcerer's pet of some sort.
Yeah.
By the description.
So I'll explain that to them.
Okay.
Not something I usually deal with, but it's what I...
What was just on my head? Oh, it was a fly. Never mind. Okay, I'm fine. Sorry.
It was a scorpion the size of your hand.
I thought it was a spider. That's just a fly. I don't care.
Then they were shrieking, and it all came to an end. Okay. All right. So you exchange information. It takes you like 5 minutes, and then what happened to them, you now know.
Holy.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm getting tired of being around this place. This place is just too spooky.
Definitely spooky.
Let's get our box and let's Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Okay. So what's that mean exactly?
All right. What are we doing next?
Well, let's let's take a look at the pocket watch.
Okay. It's about 5 by the time you're done.
All right. Well, we want them right around dark.
Let's see if we can see how much they've fortified town.
Yeah.
The town. If it's too much to handle, maybe we'll go pay a visit to.
To the people we met. To the lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it out here. Down here, where the church is, if it was burning down, then no one would likely be up around the sheriff's office.
So in other words, you want to sneak in, set the church on fire while a couple of people come in and grab the.
It depends how fortified it is.
Yeah, well, let's go take a look at it and see.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if I'm more afraid of burning down the church or the Jewel Theater.
Yeah.
They're both at the other. Both of them.
Exactly. Both of them at the same time. Yeah.
How much live oil do you have?
A gallon.
We spend an hour making Molotov cocktails. Fun.
We could.
It would be fun.
1 gallon of lamp oil is enough to make you 5 or 4 Molotov cocktails.
Oh.
So just FYI.
4 pints. Yeah.
We call them burning bottles because Molotov has yet to live.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I will be a part of the sneaking squad.
All right.
And
So I'm sorry. I've got some stuff thrown out there. What exactly is the plan?
Yeah.
Oh, we should.
We're gonna circle around the north side of the town,
Yep.
and then kind of approach on foot and see if we can just break into the sheriff's
See
office.
how if the town's on alert or if the town's.
So I'll remind you that, just throwing it out there, occult-wise, you know that there is some sort of curse on this place. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you increased the fear level last time, there was a significant darkening of the land. Okay. Fires, gunfire, all that kind of stuff, with whatever it is that's cursing this area, could increase the fear level once again. Right. And if it goes far enough, it actually becomes a deadland, literally hell on earth.
Oh, or
then maybe we should just sneak in and
Well, I'm just, just so when you
send them some
FYI,
flowers to make them feel better.
we get the
the skill, by the way, to get rid of fear is perform.
Oh, really? I
Yes.
have that.
we get Constance Daly to come back to town to give the people hope.
That could
Yeah,
work.
but people hope. Okay, but there are a bunch of people who wanted to kill us. They're beyond hope.
Then, when they're distracted by Constance Daly coming back to town, we steal the stuff we need to steal and leave.
Yeah, but maybe we can just sneak in, steal it, and leave these people to their own problems.
Yeah.
We could just quickly go talk.
Okay,
to
that's the
Constance
plan. We're gonna
Daly.
see if we can steal the thing.
Cool. Is anybody heroic in the party?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Okay, so I'm riding towards the north side of town.
Yeah, we're heading.
You guys coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
See whether or not we can sneak into town.
Just sneak through those woods, tiptoe up to the sheriff's office, sneak in,
right.
grab our stuff, get out of here.
So, as you approach the town is, unlike last night, the town is very well lit. There are torches up and down the streets. So does anybody have a spyglass or anything like that?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he has one.
Right, okay. So through the spyglass, you actually notice that there seems to be bands of men sort of wandering the town, actively looking for intruders or anything along that line. Okay? There seems to
I'm
be...
actually kind of surprised we didn't get a posse after us, but
There seems to be a fairly...
That might have been what the Mudbad was.
What's that?
Might have been what the Mudbad was.
There seems to be a surprising number of people in town. Okay, we'll see if you pick out any detail. Go ahead and make your notice check, please.
Three.
Right. Okay. Any bonuses, alertness, or anything like that?
Any bonuses from the spyglass?
Spyglass allows you to do it from a distance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you see basically dark shapes moving around underneath torchlight. You can't really make out too much distinction, but it would appear that the town is on high alert.
Well, what if he passes a spyglass to us and we all look?
Yeah. So what happens is there's no stacking of skills. You can't keep trying until someone gets it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So the sheriff's office, by the way, is well lit, and there seems to be a couple of men out front.
And I don't think there's probably be a back door because that's probably where the prison is. But
You haven't been to the sheriff's office, so
Yeah.
you don't know.
Well, there are trees back there, so we could hide in the trees.
Yeah, we'll hide in trees until like the middle of the night, when they're the least effective, and then we'll sneak in, grab it, and get out.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So who leads the charge? So you're
I'll sneak
stealthing
first.
into town.
Yeah.
So this is a sneaking roll. Are you all going together?
Yeah.
Well, do we all need to go to the sheriff's office, or do you guys want to hang out in the woods? I'll sneak in, break in, get the thing, get out, and then you guys just cover me from the woods.
Do we want a distraction somewhere?
I really want to do a distraction.
Okay, so maybe distraction's a good idea. What do you guys want to do for distraction?
Which building looked more decrepit and, of a fire hazard?
A
In
big
terms
building.
of, like, the stuff on the edge of town, like the church, the
probably
the old
I would say
theater,
that building,
the
that building,
barber.
or that building.
Yeah.
The ones that are actually already broken down.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wants the other side of the town, though.
Yeah, so your best bet would probably be this one between
can
this.
you-
The boarding house.
Yeah, I guess the boarding house was...
Oh, it's already had some fire damage to it when
Exactly.
Thomas decided to try and go inside.
Just which one's most likely to go up like tinder?
They're all made of wood, so
All right. And so, what skill is it to throw the Molotov cocktail?
athletic.
Or sorry, the throwing thing.
The burning.
I'm
burning
gonna go
bottle.
with him and help.
So you two
I'm
are
gonna
going to
keep
go
going.
set the distraction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, can you use any magic to make me stealthier?
No.
Okay.
Jeez, you and your magic. Get praying.
Is that bad?
Well, it.
I mean,
Deadlines
it is bad.
have a
but-
tendency to spread.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Once the land is poisoned, it is not unpoisonable.
Right, but wouldn't it just stay in dailies anyway?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know.
You can think about it.
There are innocent people in dailies, right?
Uh-huh.
So you're. This is definitely.
All right, so doing the fire is not a good idea then. 'Cause
What?
Hey, if I stopped and thought about it, I wouldn't be impulsive. So, I'm going to go with the boarding house, though, because there's not going to be innocent people getting burned to death there, probably, because there was no one there. It was abandoned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So you're going to go with him.
Yep.
And
I'll stay with.
okay. Nancy says, "I'll hold the horses because, not necessarily sure I'm really on board with how this is going to work out." But
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Nancy. Whatever.
okay, she's the witch.
Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure how comfortable I am with how this is going to.
All right.
But
Yes, there's no actual role to, like, if you have time, you can, use a quart of your oil and start the boarding house on fire.
Okay.
Right. Right. Okay.
whether or not it'd be a distraction or they'll just go even more on guard, it's another matter.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So stealth rolls, guys. You guys don't need a stealth roll.
Okay.
Okay.
There is no one down in this area of town.
3.
Okay.
10.
10. Nice. Okay. And 3. All right then.
I definitely need to get a sneak, the camouflage spell.
Okay. Okay, so you arrive at the boarding house. As you do so, the house is dark. You can see the grass still patted down from where your horses had been tied up here before. And as you cover the side of the house in the oil, kind of soaks in, the dry wood, easily lapping it up. You strike a lucifer and light side of the house. As you do so, you're like, oh, I think that's gonna. Oh yeah. Okay. And suddenly it licks flame into the air. Okay. As it does so, the you sort of step back. Retreating. The house is definitely on fire. As you see it, you can actually see like the flames sort of lick up, and the glass shatters almost instantly as the flame sort of crosses over those, and you can see faces in the flames of the house itself. Okay, you turn back and it's just your imagination, but you can see them, and they seem to have smiling faces. Okay.
Goddamn demon on cursed bloody place.
So there is a sudden flare. Okay, as another building catches fire. 2 nights, 2 buildings. Huh, go figure. And from where you are concealed, maybe 50 or so yards from the back of the sheriff's office, you can hear some people going, "The boarding house is on fire," and then a voice. A commanding voice says, "They're back! Don't be distracted."
That would be the deacon?
You don't know. But it's the same voice that called out, "The wicked shall be punished."
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Where's the voice seem to be coming from?
Everywhere.
Somewhere in the street.
Oh, we just can't even tell.
No. You're too far away that your stealth rolls haven't mattered yet.
Okay. That sounds like we need more of a distraction.
Okay.
I should start playing my violin that's broken.
Nero
Okay, and what happens is all the men who are sort of patrolling the street run to cover.
Yeah.
So they hide behind buildings or behind whatever. And you can now... the other thing that happens as well is you hear some voice calling out some sort of odd Bible verses. Like... "And the Lord did walk the land, and where the wicked went, he punished them. The transgressors were cast to the fire. And we all know of the fire, don't we, brothers?"
Wait, are these real Bible verses, or is he making up
You're
Bible
not there, you don't know.
sounding verses? Oh,
All right,
I thought it was
I'm
moving
going
through the
to
whole-
make a dash to the back of the sheriff's office.
All right. You make a dash to the back of the sheriff's office. You rolled a 3 on your stealth, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You going with him?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
All right. So the two of you move like shadows, okay, through towards the back of the sheriff's office. Back of the sheriff's office is a stone building, the only stone building in town, or one of the only stone buildings in town. There is no windows or doors on the back of the sheriff's office. Okay, and when you arrive there, I'll have you both make a notice check, please.
Notice, sir. Notice.
Okay, so fire's going up. You can hear voices from the far side of town, some panic, etc. But there doesn't seem, as the house is consumed by fire, there seems to be a few odd lookers that come out, including the blacksmith, by the way. But there doesn't seem to be like a hue and cry to stop the building from burning down. It's definitely odd.
Okay.
Sorry, 5? 11. All right, so you're charging towards the building. As you do so, in the trees ahead of you, you see shapes lurking in the darkness.
Oh, jeez. I put my head up.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you sort of charge towards the bushes, you can see them sort of raise up their rifles and begin to fire.
Oh, jeez. Duck.
Yeah.
Okay.
The church was made of wood too.
Church made of wood too?
Okay.
Yeah. Because the church probably
Okay,
got the
what do you got?
deacon.
Queen of diamonds.
Okay, you're first. Okay, so you're charging forward. Okay. They've obviously seen you. Your stealth was not enough to stay low. And as you charge forward, they suddenly, they see you walk into their ambush.
Okay, so I dive and I roll. And as I roll, I take out my pistols.
Okay, sounds good. You dive and you roll. I'll take your card. Okay, so you're going to try to get behind some bushes or something like that? Okay. You notice them with 11 at long range for your pistols, medium range for an aimed repeater.
Okay.
Okay. And suddenly there's muzzle flashes.
Oh no.
Okay. So I need 6. Ooh, I get a 6. 9. Not enough for a raise. A round hisses through the air. Somebody give me a location, please. Not you.
6.
6, center of mass. And you feel impact in your abdomen.
Oh, geez.
Okay, so that's going to be 8. Or 10, sorry. What's your toughness?
5.
5. So that's going to be a hit and a wound unless you want to soak.
So. No, I'm just using it to soak.
Oh,
It's using it as a weight.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, yeah.
Only if I use it for the extras.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Four better.
2.
2. All right. All right. So suddenly you feel a burning pain in your side, and as you jump towards the cover. Okay. Or actually, you're already in cover. It actually punches through the bushes in front of you, and passes sort of through the fat on the side of your sort of the meat on the side of your abdomen. Okay. You're next. So you're not
Sure where they...
No, you see the muzzle flashes. Okay. You're not sure that they saw you, though, because he was a little bit ahead of you.
Yeah.
And none of the rifle fire came towards you, only towards him.
Interesting.
Of course, you rolled better on your stealth.
Well, yeah. But
Well, yeah, of course.
that was actually pure luck, because I have actually worse stealth than him.
Yep.
Well, my dice rolls are no longer in my
We should go back to our last save and try
I
this.
know. I know.
Damn it, we should have quick saved. Where can we respawn? So what do you think? Kyle?
I know where they're at.
Yep, you can see the muzzle flashes. It's in the dark, so you're going to have penalties for darkness and for range. What do you have as a weapon?
Oh no, I'm actually thinking of using fear.
Magic. All right. Okay, sounds good. So the difficulty is going to be 8 for range. What? No, hold on. What's your smarts?
My smarts is 8.
Yeah, it's out of range.
Ah, okay.
Right, your range in the spell is smarts, right?
Right, yeah. Yep.
So yeah, it's well out of range.
Okay. I'm actually going to try something. I know where he's at.
Yes.
And is he within range?
Yes.
Or is he within
no,
8?
you're for healing.
No, I'm not going to heal. No.
Okay. Oh, for deflecting.
Deflection.
Yeah, you're not far from him. It's just you were more stealthy than he was. He kicked a stone, in, maybe an old
Bucket.
can or something.
Filled with
Yeah.
spit.
Okay, you will not be stealth as soon as you cast magic.
Oh, I figured as much. Yeah, I know that. I'm going to get shot at. So if I try fear or stun, I'm out of range. I'd have to move in closer, but I keep my stealth again until I cast. No, I'd rather not get hit again.
Okay. So lower bag currently still damaged.
Yes, -2.
And what's the difficulty of the spell?
-2.
So -4.
-4.
Need an 8 on your D8.
I know.
Jeez.
Close.
That's not going to do it.
Okay.
And that's not even going to do that, so let's just go for a full reroll.
Okay, do it. Do you have Elon?
I don't.
Too bad.
It's tempting. It was a tempting one.
No?
Okay.
Still not the best chance, but there's a 9.
9. All right. So difficulty to hit you will be +2.
Okay.
Right.
Excellent.
Okay. So you feel the tightening of the air around you, and the whiff of what is
Cigarette
that?
smoke or...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not sure. Cigar smoke or something.
And yeah. Okay. I believe that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right. You guys suddenly hear a ripple of gunfire from somewhere north of you.
Okay.
Okay. We'll do one more combat action, and then we'll come to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
I am not quick, so the 5 stays.
Okay. All right. I will act on. Sorry.
Jeez.
I will act on Queen. I thought it doesn't matter. So I drew 2 cards by accident, but Queen is still faster, I think, than yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So now they have 2 of you, and they will now open up on both of you. 1 to 3, 5 to or 4 to 6. Okay. So 2 of them will aim at you. One's going to aim at you. Okay.
So there's 3 of them?
3 that you've seen. Yeah.
Got it.
We need
3
to...
that are firing this round.
We need
Okay, so the difficulty officially is medium for repeaters. So 6, darkness 8, deflection 10. Cover plus, because you didn't move to cover, but you did. You moved to cover. Light cover, so they need 12 to hit you. It's pretty good. 4 and 2. Those will be misses. For you, they need everything except for the light cover. Oh no, and the deflection.
And the
so
deflection.
they need 8.
They need
5. All right, yeah. So the bullets hiss out of the darkness. Okay, you can see the muzzle flashes. They, like you, are in darkness and in cover. So your difficulties will be with a revolver, 8 plus 2 plus 2, so 12, and with a repeater it would be 10.
Okay, so I am going to try and crab. My turn. Kind of crab
I'll
walk
take your card.
sneakily
Okay.
out of where I am now and try to get closer to the sheriff's office and obviously closer to them.
Crab walk?
No.
Why? That would be like an army
crawl.
Army crawl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I'm
Crab
thinking a
walk
crab
is
walk like backwards.
Yes.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny, but okay.
I think it's to the side,
I'm
actually.
an army crawl. As stealthy as I can.
Okay, you're not stealthy. They know where you are. You know where they
I
are.
know, but it's in the dark. I'm lying down. And there's bushes.
There are torches everywhere.
Not on the trees. They were hiding in the dark. You said it's dark.
They were hiding in shadows, yes.
So,
it's
we're
dark.
really up to a point.
Yeah, so were you up to a point. So at this point, you both failed your stealth rolls. You know where they are. They know where you
So
are.
I can see them.
Yes,
But I have difficulties to shoot them.
correct.
Because it's still dark.
It's still gloomy. So it's
Right.
not pitch black, right? It's not like you're in absolute darkness, but there's shadowy shapes behind cover, right? Just reading the rules, buddy.
I don't care about the rules. This isn't about rules. There's no rules in life. Alright, I am going to shoot these guys then.
All right, and you have a revolver, correct?
I do. 2 of them.
Okay. You gonna shoot with both?
Of course I am.
Okay.
That's what I do. Alright, so I am going to got muzzle flash over there, muzzle flash over there.
Yep. Okay, so that's going to be 2d8 and a d6. You're looking for 12s.
Wow.
Alright,
Minus 2 on the second one. So 14 on the second one.
alright.
There's no dust.
Come on, 8.
No problem. Let's do this.
Okay. Okay. You return fire. I believe it's your turn, Kyle.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Well, since this guy isn't gonna probably back off.
He wants a new character, Kyle. That's the question.
This guy shot me. You honestly think I'm going to back down?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Shot?
plus you're wounded, so
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
it'll be 13 and 15 that you need.
Alright, that's just stupid. I'm going to try and get a 12, but a 13? Forget this.
12 is possible. 13, right out.
I'm going to move to cover.
Okay.
I feel bad for Big John's wife.
And then I'm going to move closer.
Okay. So you running right at them?
No.
Okay. So you either have a choice between being in cover
Or running right at
or
them.
running at them. Yeah, there's your choice.
No, I'll get into cover and then pull out my repeater.
Yeah, so these guys are, if you want to go up here, these guys are in that stand of trees right behind the sheriff's office. Okay? So
Okay.
you are
We're
basically
up here.
north of the map charging that stand of trees.
Okay, so they're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll move into cover and pull out my repeater.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile,
I am curious to see what he does. I'm going to go with him if he lights anything on fire.
I'm curious to light stuff on fire. I think we might call it here with you guys pinned down in a field behind the sheriff's office, and you guys doing what?
Well, I was going to throw one of those burning bottles at the church and then keep moving around the back to head towards where the brothel house is to light it on fire.
I see.
Because it's more of a distraction.
Okay.
I don't think they care about the distraction, but
Well, once you hit something they care about.
yeah, like the church
Yeah, or the brothel.
or the brothel.
Yeah.
There could be innocent people inside of either one of those.
I didn't think of that.
Who cares?
I'm not going to think of that.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll feel bad about it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll call it there. With the boarding house on fire, the rest of the town looks to be about to go up, and you guys pinned down by gunmen behind the sheriff's office.
Yes.
And you'll get bennies, so that's good.
Oh, good. We need those.
So, yes, Dale, apparently we are burning the town down.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. This has been 12 Counties once again, where our erstwhile posse is returned to Daly's Corner, apparently bent on vengeance and burning. And we'll see exactly what happens. So we will talk to you next time. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And I think that's it. Thanks, guys.